So what makes a person safe versus unsafe? We're going to talk about that today because it gets really cool and interesting when we talk about this, because you can be safe to others, treat people well, and still be an unsafe person. And you would think that if you treat others in a safe way, that you are a safe person, but it's not the case. The measure of what makes someone a safe person is whether they trust themselves. Self-trust, connection to truth are what protect us from danger, that allow us to protect ourselves. So empaths, loving, beautiful empaths, which if you're on my channel, you're most likely to be an empath. When we are in our distorted energies, we can be very loving and kind and sweet to people, but we don't yet have the capability to protect ourselves, and so therefore we are unsafe, right? So we aren't able to protect ourselves from the external, so we are unsafe. The same thing happens with the word danger, right? When someone is dangerous, when they're behaving in a dangerous way, they are in danger. In the moment, they're in danger. Like, their energy is in danger when they're trying to put you in danger. And how this works with narcissists is that they don't see others as separate. They don't know how to observe people as separate. That's a skill of self-trust, being able to observe and tell the difference between me and you. So when they're in danger of, in my last video we were talking about entities and possession, when they're in danger of entities or energies, or even maybe their own thoughts, they put you in danger. And the actual goal of the danger of narcissists is that they're trying to condition you into being in danger like them. When you are cruel and harmful, you're in an energy of danger. You are perpetually unsafe. I hope that's making sense. So, like, when someone becomes a narcissist, they forfeit their divine protection, their universal protection, their spiritual protection. And therefore, they are unsafe in the spiritual world, in danger in the spiritual world. And they attempt to convert others into narcissism so that they will be in danger as well. And obviously there's entities and energies that want others to be in danger, want to take energy from others, and that's why this is a thing. But also narcissistic consciousness, it thrives in numbers. And so yeah, that's what it means. I'm a little bit tired, so I didn't want to talk too much today, but I wanted to make sure I got a video out for you guys today. So regardless, let's talk a little bit more about what it means to be unsafe, because people who don't trust themselves are unsafe people. And in my last video, I talked about how you can be some people have never met a single safe person in their life. And there's a few reasons for this. When you narcissistic people who are in an energy of danger and a lack of safety will tend to automatically try and corrupt any safe person. Like, whenever they're in the presence of like a being of integrity or love or care, they try to corrupt it. Like, children are really pure. They maybe consciously or unconsciously try to corrupt that energy, so to make sure there's no safe people around them. Additionally, it's like they've never met a safe person, because even if you're kind and you're an empath and you have integrity, if you're not able to protect or trust yourself, you are unsafe. And additionally, when we have perceptual distortions, what I call illusions, we also can't perceive when people are safe or not. So many people who have never embarked on their inner work, how they kind of see the world, and I'm speaking this because I know how I used to be, how we're conditioned to see the world is like, we kind of have a blanket way of relating to everyone. We may become a little bit manipulative where we mirror people. And so there's no like mechanism in the mind that's like, okay, this person has these traits, these are my boundaries. This person has these traits, these are my boundaries. When the perception is distorted, we can't clearly observe. So even when narcissists are in the presence of like a truly amazing person, they can't see that person for who they are. They project. They assign themselves to the safe person. So really they've never met a safe person, and some people never know if they've met a safe person because they're also conditioned to just kind of like take in whoever comes into their life. And the way to cope with this way of being is the perceptual distortions, right? You don't have to filter who you hang out with if you can just constantly convince yourself that who you're hanging out with is safe. And how people do this is through belief, right? It's like, I can believe a story about my friends or a story about my family, but that doesn't mean that that story is the truth of what I actually experience in this. And how this happens is kind of through a lot of unconscious kind of mechanisms. So when narcissistic abuse survivors specifically often gaslight themselves before they're healing. And so it becomes so ingrained that you don't even notice that you're gaslighting yourself anymore. You don't even notice when you're suppressing your emotions. It's just like automatic. You automatically lie, automatically gaslight yourself. And so it takes a reprogramming of the mind to get out of that. So that's why I say it's unconscious, because it's just like automatic. But it's it's unconscious. And so with that, people kind of live in these stories, and this is the wheel of samsara, right? We have all this drama, and the stories are what keep the illusions going in life. So you can only truly be safe, be in the energy of safety, when you trust yourself, when you're able to observe people, and when your energy is clear. So